Hi, this is Ken Jureski, and today we're talking to David Butow. David, what's going on with you?
Hey Ken, how are you? So I'm sitting here in Washington D.C. and yeah, I think we're here. We're going to talk about the Sony World Photography Organization contest and some issues that came up.
So you had to take you entered the contest. You were shortlisted for an award, and then all of a sudden your images went missing on the contest website, right? To sum it up.
Right. To sum it up, right. So I entered the contest. I heard a couple of weeks ago that my entry, which is a series of 20 pictures from Hong Kong that I shot last fall, I got a phone call. I think it was on Monday of this week from the organization that put the contest together, saying that my pictures had been flagged and that they were under review. And it was a brief conversation. I asked why, and it was explained to me that it was because of the political nature of the photographs. So either later that day or the next day, I saw some people talking about this online, and that there were two other finalists or shortlisted entries in this contest from Hong Kong that had also been removed from the website. So, like, when I spoke with the contest on Monday, they said, yeah, while this is under review, it can take a few days. The work is going to be removed from the website. So people just out there in the internet world noticed that some of these entries have been taken down from the site, and they started talking about it online. Yeah.
So what was your response to all this? What you end up doing?
Well, my initial response was I just wanted to wait until the review process concluded. I didn't see any point in talking about it publicly until I got confirmation of what the results were going to be. So it took it took this week to play out. But then I spoke with the organization. Today is Friday. So on yesterday, on Thursday, I talked to the same representative of the organization that I talked to. He called me earlier in the week, and we had exchanged a couple of emails during that period. And she told me that the review had been concluded, and the result was 5 out of the 10 pictures that were in my original essay permanently removed from the set that was shown on the website. And in addition to that, the finalists and the shortlisted photographers in the contest, that work might show up in exhibitions that this organization arranges around the world, like over the next year. So it's sort of like a traveling exhibition. I don't know if the places and the dates have been ironed out or any of the details, but the way it was explained to me is that the plan is that my pictures would be weren't hanging on the wall, but they would be projected onto TV video screens in the exhibition. And the original intent is to show the entire series. But because of the politically sensitive nature of some of the pictures in my series, there was at least one picture that I was told that would never be shown in any of these traveling exhibitions. And depending on where the exhibition was, there might be more than one picture that would be shown. So yeah, so essentially, what I had submitted as a body of work and what got the short list or the award or the finalist status or whatever you want to call it was based on that full body of work. But what was going to be shown was going to be different from that, and it was going to be edited down, not for space reasons or formatting reasons or aesthetic reasons. It was
so the bottom line is Um, they didn't really support you or your work, and you don't want to really be associated with anybody who takes that position. Is that fair to say?
Well, I would say that I thought the circumstances changed, and so you know, I think that the way my body of work was submitted, the result as a unit, and the way it got bumped up in status initially as a finalist or as a short listed body of work, that was the plan was that was going to get changed. So it's not like they weren't supporting the work at all, but they were revising it. And that revision, I thought, changed the context of the work. It changed the scope. I thought there was one photo in particular that was important to the whole essay. I thought by reducing that and reconfiguring it and presenting it as a completed essay was not faithful to the intention of the work to begin with. And it wasn't even faithful to what the results of their contest were. So at that point, I to ask them to just withdraw it completely and to not be associated with any of the, you know, the contest, which they did quickly and without, you know, sort of without further discussion.
So at the risk of losing one of my 146 subscribers, do you mind if we look at these pictures now?
No, we can go through them fast. Maybe that'll keep people tuned in.
I doubt it. Well, we'll do our best.
Well, maybe if we pull some like a Billie Eilish video in the background, that could help. Can I say that on TV?
Could do that. Yeah, that's not complicated. So. Okay. Let's see if you can see these now. Can you see these?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So we've shown a lot of these already in a previous episode, but this is the 12 image take, which is kind of the essay as it was originally meant to be seen.
Right. I think for this particular contest, I think I submitted 10. There were a couple of other contests where the limit was 12, not 10. So this is a slightly larger version of that. But yeah, so there are a couple pictures in there that weren't part of my original entry for World Photo Org. That was the picture that we're looking at right now was one of the pictures that was taken down in the second iteration of this web gallery.
I'm just clicking through here fairly quickly. We're not gonna talk about the aesthetics of the image like we did last time. These are just important journalistic images that deserve to be seen. So if you can't see them anywhere else, you'll see them here on this little blog. I haven't seen this one before. So, you know, in the 2008 Olympics, I noticed looking through the stands that a lot of the spectators were using the same exact professional cameras as me, and that's a huge market, the Chinese market. Kodak, Ray DeMolin was a great supporter of journalism, and he worked to get Kodak film in the Chinese market in the 80s, what have you. You know, if you think about selling one roll of film to a billion people, that's incredible. So there is this economic pressure. I don't know, you know, we'd just be speculating to think what type of official pressure came down from the Chinese government on this photo contest, but the bottom line is people want to be in business with China, and they don't want to hurt any official feelings. So that's how a lot of this censorship comes along.
Yeah, well, in this case, I honestly have no idea uh, who intervened and what their motivations were. I think what's clear is that the initial stage of the contest, which is the entry process, judging, and then sort of the announcement and the online publication of the winners, that seemed to go as planned. But then at some point, I think the work had been up for about a week or so. At some point, there was an intervention by whoever that was, and that's when things changed. But I don't have any information about that, and so I can only speculate about it. But the important thing is that my decision to withdraw my entry wasn't based on speculation of what the facts were. It was based on the actual facts as I knew them, which were my work was going to get changed. It was going to
Right.
get revised. It was going to get presented incompletely and out of context. And I just felt like, well, I don't want to be associated with this. And there was one other element that factored into my decision. I mean, I think that my decision would have been the same even without this fact. But the other point is that and I asked the representative of the contest about this, if there were any other entries that had been changed this year, and across all the categories, all right, with a lot of winners, a lot of finalists, shortlisted entries, there were only two that were changed. It was mine, and it was another photographer um, who had photographed um, the Hong Kong protesters. So they were both of these revised entries were of the same subject. So we can draw our own conclusions about
Right.
that. Everybody else can, you know.
So this is one of those things. We've seen it not just in photography contests, but we've seen it. Politico, the blog, they have a Chinese connection, and they've gone out of their way to, like when they report about the same protests, they don't mention the reason behind the protests, and they refer to the protesters as hooligans or thugs or something like this. This is a political blog that a lot of us get our political information from in this country. Bloomberg News. Bloomberg News has done the same thing as far as their reportage from China. They uh, uh, they, they self-censor in the effort to capture this market, and I it's something that we always deal with as journalists. That's why we are journalists. We're not making the big money that the leaders of the corporations are, but in exchange for that, we do get to, or we should at least have the opportunity to tell the truth. So, thank you, David. I don't want to, you know, bash anybody or complain overly much about censorship. It's a reality in our business that we're always dealing with. And I guess we always will deal with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, thanks.
It's where we are as journalists. Just reality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a new thing. I mean, I think that most media is a for-profit venture, and so there are large and small corporations that have their own agendas that own media companies, but that's just a reality. That's a sphere that we work in. I mean, there are other examples of nonprofits, something like ProPublica, which is sort of a journalistic enterprise that's not beholden to those sorts of corporations. But there's all kind of pressure that comes from all different camps, and whether it's profit motivated or or just, you know, coming from some other type of supporter, you know, it's
No,
there.
it's always there. It's a constant deal with it. I've been censored more than my fair share, I would say. But I'll share one story which is kind of funny, and it's okay to laugh even uh, even in these times of like you're just like, where do I go as a journalist? Where do I get my work printed? How do I avoid censorship? Well, you do it by making a stand one time, one issue at a time, and that's what you're doing. So my little story is, so the World Press Photo used to have a daily life category, and I won an award there, and then it went around the world. And it was a picture of two bathers sitting on a broken down dock with the New York City skyline in the background. And one of the bathers was a woman, and she had like a bikini top on. And so when the World Press Photo Show went to Tehran, they took a Sharpie to the photo and like filled in her skin so you couldn't see her skin. So
Like literally took a Sharpie to it.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you know, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of telling. You know, and the censorship, it never works out for the people doing the censorship. It never does. That's okay. I thought the story was funnier. I thought it was going to be funnier. So that's all I got. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, no, it was, but well, it's, you know, it's worth bringing this stuff up because it's, you know, it's happened before, it's going to happen again. And I think, you know, all we can really do is call it out when it does happen. So,
Yeah, we're the small voice, but we'll be a persistent voice. That's what we do.
right.
So thank you, David. I wish I could have brought some chuckles to the show. I don't think we have any good material for the blooper reel. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, well, we'll do it again.
Okay, good to see you. Talk to you soon.
Likewise. All right, take care.